Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
Oh, I'm still stretching, you guys. I'm migrating and I'm stretching. I'm stretching. Everybody get their stretches in. All right, let's do it. Back and forth. Everybody get their stretches in. There we go. Big stretch, everybody. Here we go. It's Wednesday, hump day. Muck, 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 muck. You guys, if you haven't already, go to our website, chicksontheright.com. Scroll down a little. You'll see our happy little faces where we go like this. Oh, I can't do that. My head hurts this morning. And you'll see our happy little faces. That's where you can subscribe to our newsletter. You should do that. Do that. Get all sorts of wonderful information all the time. Do it. Also, you should visit coatdefense.com and use promo code CHICKS when you check out to save 15% off your entire order. It's for your doggos, your sweet, sweet doggos. They may have like ear issues, you know.
And your cattos.
And your cattos and your horsos. Those too. It's good for horses too. Seriously, our rancher friend that lives down the street from us, she's using it on her horses. Good stuff, you guys. Very, very good stuff.
So visit coatdefense.com and use promo code CHICKS. You will get 15% off your entire order.
Look at that sunset.
Go there.
That sunrise.
I know. I was just noticing it. It looks like a big giant fireball. Fireball. There's a lot of headlines today. Lots of headlines. The first of which we could have shown a video about, and then we decided we're not even going to give her that kind of attention. And that is that Liz Cheney has a book out. So if you want more Liz Cheney,
surprise,
feel free to.
Surprise, nobody cares. She wrote. There was one excerpt in the book where she wrote about how Trump was so depressed about losing the election that he didn't eat.
Yeah.
Who believes that? Raise your hand. I mean, it's just like
so ridiculous of a story.
Shut up, Liz.
And she said that it happened because she was mad at Kevin McCarthy for going to Mar-a-Lago after all the January 6th hullabaloo. She was mad at him for going. And so I don't know if she texted him or called him, but she basically called or texted and was like, what the hell, Kevin? Mar-a-Lago, are you serious? And he said, well, they asked me to come because Trump's not eating. And she was like, he's not eating? And he was like, yeah, I guess he's really depressed. So that was the story in her book.
And you know what? And furthermore, why would she be scolding him for going to Mar-a-Lago? Like, it's not, I'd be like, it's none of your damn business, Liz.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a grown man. He can do whatever he wants to do. Liz, God, she's just such a Karen in every way. I cannot stand her. Nothing against Karens here. Karen, and you took a friend to the airport at 4:50, and you're like probably the greatest friend ever. And you seem lovely, you know, but you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, totally. I mean, it's ridiculous. And the idea that Trump was so depressed he wasn't eating literally defies anyone's belief system. No one believes that.
Exactly.
Like, that's not a thing.
Meanwhile, he was like at McDonald's grabbing a cheeseburger. Like, shut up.
Right. I mean, that no one believes that whatsoever at all in the least. But anyway, if you want her book, go get it.
Don't go get it. Go get our book.
That's right. If you're a person who has not read our book, get our book.
If you want something to read, exactly. Our book is way better.
It's way better, and you can get the audio version where we read it to you. Yeah. Like, why would you not want that? Why would you not want chicks reading you your bedtime stories?
It's like a lullaby. Exactly.
Granted, it is from 2014, but it's timeless. The
themes
are timeless.
Absolutely. So it's evergreen.
It's called right for a reason. You should get it.
You should.
Hunter Biden has been asked by the Oversight Committee to come and testify in private. And his response to that was to say, oh, no. Let's do this publicly. Bring on the publicity. He wants to testify in public, on camera, available to the world. So I don't know when that's happening, but that's a thing that's going to be happening.
That guy's an attention whore.
I hope he's clothed. That's really my biggest hope. Is that if this is going to be public, please wear clothing. Finland has done something that we apparently just don't know how to do, and that is they've decided to close their border with Russia for at least 2 weeks completely. They're closing it completely because they're trying to stop sort of this influx of asylum seekers. And what's funny is their version of influx compared to ours is so hilarious. So normally they get one asylum seeker per day.
Oh my God.
That's their normal. But they're overwhelmed right now because they're getting around 900 a month. We get that in like an hour.
Oh my God. And they're like, close the border.
Yeah, they're closing it off. They're saying we can't accept more. So temporary pause on any people moving across the border at all. Only goods can go over.
And no one dares to call them racist or xenophobes. They're not being called that. Why is that? Why aren't they being called that? No. Why is that? Anybody want to take a gander? They're not. Yeah. But we get called that. You know what? Because it's like you teach people how to treat you. And Finland's like, yeah, we don't put up with this crap. We're Finland. Like, we have a sense of patriotism. We have a sense of self. We have a sense of like who we are as a people.
Our sovereignty.
Right. Of our sovereignty. And we're not going to let people break the law.
Or take advantage of an asylum process. Right. Like, they don't get to do that. And they're
what a concept. What a concept.
Yeah.
If only.
If only. United Nations, the most worthless international organization in the history of ever, is calling on Americans to stop eating meat. So they want you to put away your steaks, to which I say no. Yeah. And allegedly at the summit that they made this decision at, they were eating meat. They had a lovely dinner where meat was served, where they decided the peasants cannot have any more meat. That needs to stop. So they were like all they want. They can suck
munching on filet mignon as they were telling us not to eat the minions, not to eat meat. It's just wow. Yeah, they can't suck it, right, Crystal? They can totally suck it. I'm going to keep eating all the meat, all of it, and they want so badly for us to eat that Bill Gates like fake meat. Yeah, that I don't even know what is it.
It's lab created chemical meat.
Thank you, but no.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Another story that was really trending on Twitter yesterday is the fact that Americans for Prosperity, a Koch brothers organization, has thrown their support behind Nikki Haley, saying that she's the best positioned candidate to win the presidency. And there was a lot of people on Twitter were saying this is just setting her up to be a vice president pick. So make of it what you will. But that was also a thing that happened yesterday.
Okay. I don't necessarily disagree with the people who say that she's being set up to be VP. I don't disagree with that at all.
Will she agree to a VP nod?
Yes.
She will, even though she's been called bird brain.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, look at what happened between him and Ted Cruz. You know, it's politics, man. It's dirty during this process. And then once we get to the end, people are like, it's fine.
Yeah, but she was disloyal. So
yeah, I don't.
He gets real mad about that.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. If he taps her, I think it would be fine. This is how it works. You know, they're really bad.
I just don't see him doing that. I don't know. I think he would choose a Kristi Noem before he would choose Nikki Haley.
Maybe. I think that she's one of the ones in the running. But I do feel like I feel very strongly that he's probably going to choose a woman.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be either one of them. And
as long as it's one of them and not like a Marjorie Taylor Greene or a Carrie Lake, who's just a carbon copy of him.
Right.
I think that would be effective. I think that would be good.
I totally agree. Yeah.
And then lastly, you're probably hearing some rumblings about this terrifying new pneumonia-like sickness that's going around China right now because the media is trying to make it a thing. So the media wants you to be scared. They want to give the government reason to try to control you in more ways. And so they're trying to make it sound like this huge, terrifying thing that's already hit at least one person in DC and perhaps other states as well. But there are lots of reasonable doctors who are like, this is fine. It's easily treated with antibiotics. It's a common bacteria. This is cold season. Everybody calm down. So
it's the election variant, you guys. That's what it is. I mean,
it's the election variant.
Let's just get real about what this is. And I love how they're like, you can still travel to China. Who wants to go to China? Raise your hand. Okay.
Why do people want to go there anyway?
I know,
Sickness
right?
or not.
Seriously.
Stop going there. Oh my gosh.
Don't go to that place.
Exciting news from Chickland, and that is that the Upside app is back with us as a sponsor. You may recall them from such things as probably saving you a lot of money on gas a couple years ago when they were also sponsors of the show. And now they are back just in time for Christmas. By the way, if you have not heard of the Upside app, this is completely free to use. It costs you nothing. All it does is save you money on gas. And so apparently $5,000 is about the amount of money that people spend on gas every year right now. So why you would not want to get cash back for free using this app, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. Like, there's no risk involved to you whatsoever. All this app does is it allows you, based on your location, to see what the best deals are and where you can get the most cash back at gas stations nearby to you. So it uses like GPS to figure out, okay, well, where are you going? Here are the gas stations where you can get the most cash back. And then you get cash back in your little Get Upside account that you can use to either transfer to your bank account, go to your PayPal, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can also just get Amazon or Target or whatever gift cards as your method of getting your cash back. So super easy to use, free to use completely. And if you go to the Upside app on your smartphone right now and download it and use promo code CHICKS, you will get 25 cents per gallon or more cash back on your very first fill up. So
Charles just said he saved up to $7. He saved $7.
Uh-oh, you froze.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There you are.
Charles said that he saved $700 using this app.
It's amazing. Like every time we look to see, is this a gas station that's the money adds up really, really quick. And it's just extra cash in your pocket. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. Like, it makes no sense to me that people don't use this app. So download it. It's the Get Upside app and use code CHICKS to get that 25 cents plus on your first.
It's fantastic. Yep.
Indeed, it is. Thank you, Curio23. Curio23 says, should see if the resort has water jet dancing. What resort? Did we mention a resort?
Oh, no. I don't know. Are you talking about Costa Rica? I don't know, but I don't know what resort, but yes, the water jet dancing we still want to do. We just have to figure out where we can do that. And you and I have got to do that and we'll film it.
I'm worried though that like I'm going to be too heavy to be lifted by like
one of those
slender men.
Are you serious? Stop it. Stop with that.
Yeah, David Bird says he was talking about the one in Costa Rica. That Trish says Costa Rica will have it. Are you freaking kidding me?
Okay, we got to look into that. Because we're not doing any, and when we go to Costa Rica, we're not doing any excursions or anything like that. We're not.
I mean they're available like to the people that are going, but we decided we're not doing that.
I didn't sign up for anything. I'm just going to be there and I'm just going to hang out. And that's
I'm going to be literally planted at the pool or the beach every single day.
Like with a drink in my hand. That's literally what I'm doing the whole time. But if there were a way where we could actually do the dancing out in the water, we would do it.
We would
do it.
It looks super fun. And if you don't know what we're talking about and you missed yesterday's talks, go to yesterday's show after this show. And that's what we're talking about.
Jet propelled dancing. Yeah. Anything. Yeah.
All right. Let's get to some things because there's a lot of things going on today. The funeral for Rosalynn Carter happened. And Jesse Waters did a great recap of it along with Bill Malugin. Apparently, now I did not see this happening in real time. I only found out about this morning. But apparently, Melania got trashed for wearing gray.
Oh, my God.
And I just like, what in the hell? What in that? She looked
She looks stunning. Yeah. Okay.
Always.
Not only did she get trashed for that, but she got trashed because the bottom of her legs were showing on page 6. They trashed her on page 6, you guys, because her calves were showing. I'm sorry. Like, is this a rule now? Like, even liberals were pissed about that. Like, I mean, I always run to the comments. And there were Democrats there who were like, listen, I'm a Democrat. This is dumb AF.
Yeah.
That you are mad at her because what is she supposed to do? Be completely covered head to toe? Like, wear a burqa? What's going on? Like, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. If you wear a skirt or some sort of a dress to a funeral, a woman's calves are going to show. What are we doing? We're cutting her down because of this. It's stupid. Like, they will do anything just to cut her down.
Yeah.
And they treat her like garbage. And gray is perfectly acceptable for a funeral.
And she did have on a black dress underneath her coat, but that wasn't good enough. They wanted the coat to be black, or I don't even. They're so ridiculous with her, so ridiculous. So anyway, here is the Jesse Waters report about
First Lady Rosalind Carter was remembered by her friends and family today in her hometown of Plains, Georgia. Fox News national correspondent Bill Malugin with more.
Ridiculous.
Well, Jesse, all former first ladies, including Melania Trump, joined President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden in Atlanta today to pay tribute to Rosalind Carter. Hillary Clinton, Laura Bush, Michelle Obama, and Melania Trump were all at an invitation-only tribute service for Carter. Former President Bill Clinton, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff were also there today. Former President Jimmy Carter, who is 99 years old and has been in hospice care since February, also attended the services but did not speak. The two of them were married for 77 years.
Rosalind Carter would be so pleased to see that she brought all of you together on this day.
Yeah.
And it was a rare public appearance from Melania, as she really hasn't been seen in the public eye in almost a year now. It's also in the context of former President Trump having been very, very critical of Jimmy Carter's time in office. However, the Trumps did pay tribute to Rosalind Carter's work on humanitarian and mental health issues when she passed away earlier this month. Melania has also taken a little heat for the outfit she wore to the service. She wore a gray coat with a black dress underneath, but critics say she should have worn only black because apparently there aren't bigger things to be worrying about these days. And there was no criticism for a woman who was wearing green just a couple of rows behind her. And Jesse, all those fashion choices aside, members of the Carter family say Melania was gracious, thanked the family for the invitation, and offered kind words about the late Rosalind Carter, who will be buried in Plains, Georgia tomorrow.
Of course she was classy and gracious and awesome and stunning, because that's who she is. And that's what she always was.
Biden's legs were also showing. Jill Biden, Laura Bush, everybody's legs were showing.
Of course. But they always just zone in on Melania. And the things that they said in that comment section about her, I mean, disgraceful, disgusting. They're just brutal to her. They always have been. They always have been. And she took it in stride, and she's always been classy, and she's always been graceful. And shame on everybody who has been awful to her. Shame on them.
For real. Well, and speaking of awful, these idiot protesters, these pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas terrorists, that's what I'm calling all these protesters at this point. They're insane. They chose that funeral to protest at. It's unreal. It's just unthinkable how gross these people are. I mean, you get the idea. I mean, it's just gross.
Well, that's your Democrat Party, everybody.
Gosh, it's just
class.
Awful
class.
People.
And then they're like, those same people are all pissed off about Melania wearing gray. Okay.
What in the world?
Mm-hmm.
It's infuriating.
Classy.
And speaking of classy, there was an Oakland City Council meeting where apparently there was a bill proposed that would condemn Hamas. And there was an outcry by the people in the city who came to speak. This is amazing to me only because the pressure on politicians on the world. the noise that these people are making is getting louder and louder and louder. And the fact that they're now even organizing to the extent that they're attending city council meetings to spread this insane garbage means that we really have our work cut out for us, because I don't think you're going to see pro-Israel people showing up at city council meetings speaking out like this, right? Because that's normal.
Right.
It's normal behavior to be supportive of Israel, who is a shining beacon in the middle of the Middle Eastern insanity. It's normal to support them. And so normal people don't go and make scenes like what you just saw at that funeral or at city council meetings. But this is what's happening. Listen to just the psychosis of these deranged lunatics.
Been beheadings of babies and rapings. Israel murdered their own people on October 7th.
Oh my
Calling
God.
Hamas a terrorist organization is ridiculous, racist, and plays into genocidal propaganda that is flooding our media and that we should be doing everything possible to combat.
I support the right of Palestinians to resist occupation, including through Hamas, the armed wing of the unified Palestinian resistance.
As an Arab, asking with this context to condemn Hamas is very anti-Arab racist.
The notion that this was a massacre of Jews is a fabricated narrative. Many of those killed on October 7th,
Thank you, ma'am. Your time is up.
including children, were killed by the IDF. An amendment condemning Hamas is bald propaganda meant to...
Thank you. Your time is up.
To hear them complain about Hamas violence is like listening to a wife beater complain when his wife finally stands up and fights back.
You gotta be
Question.
freaking kidding me.
Did anyone else notice that those who oppose this resolution are old white supremacists?
There's been a lot of atrocity propaganda ranging from claims of beheaded babies to mass rape.
Hamas is not a terrorist organization just because the U.S. and Israel deems it so. Hamas is a resistance organization that is fighting for the liberation of Palestinian people and their land.
Yeah, I can't.
Unreal.
These people live here.
And there's so many of them.
So many. Yeah, they live here.
They're
in
just so dumb.
In the cushy United States, right? They just, right? It's
just
crazy.
horrifying.
It is horrifying.
And then Sex and the City's Cynthia Nixon is in the midst of a hunger strike. So
she's also gay. Just keep in mind that
now.
she's a lesbian, you guys. Before you hear her speech on this, she's a lesbian. Just keep that in mind.
She's a lesbian who is also the mother of two or three Jewish children from her ex-husband. And she claims that these Jewish children support her speaking out, demanding a ceasefire. That is the purpose of her hunger strike.
Okay.
And so she explains that more in this clip. But you should know before you watch this that her hunger strike, her portion of it, her part of this protest is going to be 2 days because she has other commitments to attend to.
Okay.
Plus, she'll be hungry. So
right, exactly. Super hungry.
Here she is explaining.
The deaths that we have seen are largely due to the bombs, but so many Palestinians now are on the verge of starvation. Only 7% of the nutrition they need is being let in on a daily basis. So we're here hunger striking just to sort of mirror to Biden the kind of deprivation that is happening in Gaza.
I mean, just shut up, Cynthia.
Oh my God. So she should go there. She should go to Gaza as a lesbian woman. Like, seriously, they don't get it.
No, they do not.
Oh my God.
They do not.
Yeah.
And BLM Chicago, who you may remember from such things as posting like paragliders immediately after October 7th, celebrating what had happened.
Yes.
They're back at it, just ripping on cops. And so for those of you listening and not watching, here is what they tweeted. They said, Zionists and cops are still daily thinking they're doing something, saying they don't stand with us anymore. We would joyfully lie in beds of dirty fentanyl needles before being anywhere close to on your side.
Nice.
Our greatest priority is opposing police terrorism at home and abroad.
Nice. Very nice.
Insane people.
Going back to the ceasefire, wasn't there a ceasefire when Hamas came in and brutally murdered all the Israelis?
Yeah, there was a real good one happening on October 6th.
Right. There was a ceasefire when they came in and they took babies and put them, like murdered their mothers and put babies in ovens. There was a ceasefire then, right? Cynthia Nixon, right? So maybe shut up about the ceasefire. You know?
I know. But these people are, unfortunately, there's plenty of them, and they are just stone cold idiots. I mean, there's just no way other way to describe them. And I did want to show this tweet about the Hand family, who we've covered extensively, Emily Hand and her sweet father. This just like it just broke my heart into more pieces, this tweet that shows a lovely picture of the two of them. It's from the New York Post, and it says 9-year-old Emily Hand's father describes the traumas inflicted on his daughter after she spent 6 weeks in Hamas captivity. And he said the most shocking, disturbing part of meeting her was she was just whispering. You couldn't hear her. I had to put my ear on her lips. She had been conditioned not to make any noise. Last night, she cried until her face was red and blotchy. She couldn't stop. She didn't want any comfort. I guess she's forgotten how to be comforted. She went under the covers of the bed, the quilt, covered herself up, and quietly cried.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I mean, can you even, I just can't take it.
Yeah. And I saw a post yesterday. I don't remember where it was, but they were, I think it was a Fox thing. They were talking about, you know, how the captors, how Hamas, these terrorists, they forced these people to wave to them and to, you know, act like, you know, the captors were benevolent in some way. They forced them to do that. And people, of course, I went immediately to the comments, and these jackholes in the comments were like, that's propaganda. That's not, you know, that's not true. They actually were nice. They were, how do you know they weren't nice? This is all, you know, you guys are lying. You know, Hamas was nice to these people. How do you know? Let's hear it directly from the people who were there, because I think Hamas was nice to these people. Oh my God, the rage I had when I saw these comments.
Oh my God.
And the thing is like, you know, we're seeing first how we're seeing this. They did force these kids. They forced these kids. Unspeakable things happen behind closed doors. These are terrorists. These are people. I don't even want to say people. These are monsters who did the most atrocious things,
which we all saw. Like, how much more of their savagery do you need to see?
Exactly. Like the people who will make excuses for these monsters. I don't like, who are you?
I know. It's unreal.
I don't
understand. And then on the
it.
flip side, there's also the kind of propaganda that Hamas is putting out, included one of the Palestinian prisoners. There's video of that prisoner, a young guy, teenager, being like escorted out of, you know, wherever he was being held. He's being escorted into like a Red Cross van to be returned to Hamas. And he's fine, right? Like he's walking around, he's using his arms just fine. Then he's interviewed after he's back with 2 casts on his arms, and he's pretending that the IDF broke his arms while he was in prison. I mean, it's just utter nonsense. And the proof is right there in the video, but this is the lengths that they will go to create this ridiculous propaganda. I mean, it's out of control, out of control.
And people believe it. People absolutely hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, they believe it.
As you can see from the Oakland City Council meeting. I mean, these guys are just insane. One person who is not at all going to talk about a wish for a ceasefire or slowing down by IDF in any way on their defense against Hamas is Marco Rubio. And so he was caught up with by reporters who were trying to press him about whether or not he supports the ceasefire, and he let them have it. It was awesome.
Senator Rubio, will you call for a ceasefire
I will not.
in Gaza?
On the
Senator
contrary.
Rubio, please.
Are you filming it?
Wait,
I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that.
And what about the civilians that are being killed every day?
Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. So Hamas has stopped building their military installations underneath hospitals.
So you don't care that 15,000 have died?
Do.
You don't care about the babies that are being
killed
every day?
I think it's horrifying. I think it's terrible. And I think Hamas is 100% to blame.
There you
That's
go.
what I think. Make sure you post that, please.
Yeah. And he had to post it. Did you notice that?
They won't.
He had to post it because they won't post that. He had to post it on his account. God, what a hag, man.
Oh my God. These people are just insufferable in every single way.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Unreal. You guys, we talked about the fact that the UN is telling everybody to stop eating meat. You know how you can tell the UN to suck it? you need to go to omahasteaks.com and stock up.
I had a filet yesterday. I ate a filet yesterday. I put it in the air fryer from Omaha Steaks. I was like, I'm going to have some meat. And that was before the UN was like, I knew about the UN telling us to suck it. I was like preemptively saying to them, you suck it, UN. So delicious, you guys. So
yeah, what is it, like 6 or 7 minutes in the air fryer for the little bacon wrapped?
I actually made 2 and it was 10 minutes. I'm not going to lie. I had 2.
Well, you might like it a little more well done than I do. I prefer it medium rare.
So good, you guys.
So good and so easy to make. And you guys, these make great gifts. So if you've got somebody in your life that's hard to buy for, 'tis the season to think about ordering up some Omaha Steaks, just a nice bundle, a nice freezer full of yummies for someone that's just super hard to buy for, because everybody loves yummy food, right? And right now, they're still doing their semi-annual sale. So that means 50% off on steaks right now. And when you use code CHICKS at checkout at omahasteaks.com, you will also get an additional $30 off your order. So stock up for yourself, stock up for your family and friends. Visit omahasteaks.com and use code CHICKS to get that extra discount on all of the meats.
Katrina, I put it in when it's frozen. I take them out frozen, pop them in the air fryer, like 10 minutes, bing, bang, boom, they're done. So good.
It probably depends too on your air fryer. So like just read your instructions and then you know how to make the perfect.
I just Google the things. I have no idea how to cook. I just wing it. Yeah.
Reba Henry, thank you. Reba says they'd sing a different tune if they were actually there. She means in Gaza. They have no idea how lucky they are that they live in the US. Exactly. We're all so sheltered here.
Especially the gay people. Like, do they not get it?
They do not.
They don't.
They do not get it. Alexandra, thank you. Alexandra says the people making excuses for those monsters are the monsters too. It's making me swear in Croatian right now. Ooh, I would love to hear that. I would love to hear a swear in Croatian.
I know. And learn a few words.
If you could take a video selfie and send that to us, then we can play it for everybody. Of you swearing in Croatian. I would love that.
Teach us a few words.
All right. The reason for my name today is because George Santos, you remember we talked about him a couple weeks ago. He's been accused of like all kinds of mishandling of his campaign finances, spending it on Botox for himself and all kinds of stuff he's not supposed to spend it on. He's a piece of crap guy. Like I would hope that most everyone could agree on that. There's nothing.
A question now. Where did he put the Botox? Where did he put it?
I mean, he looks more like he's been filled than he does de-wrinkled.
Okay, because seriously, he doesn't look better. Like what?
He looks fake. He looks like one of those plastic people.
Does
you know
he?
what I mean?
Okay, because all right. It's just it's
but
not.
I have
it's
no
not
doubt
helping
that he gets it. It's not helping.
It's not helping you. Yeah.
But he's just gross. I mean, he's a big fat liar. He's a swindler. He's a con artist and he's just awful, but he will not resign. And so now there's another effort. This is the third to get him expelled in light of these new accusations. So he took to the House floor yesterday to say that he is not going to resign and to further say that this is just like a miscarriage of justice. Here he is.
Look, it is not a right to be a member of Congress. The media will always remind me of that every time I talk to them. But it is a privilege that you work hard for and you get elected to Congress as a privilege to represent those who have chosen you. Madam Speaker, I think we can all agree that due process matters and that we should all be very concerned about the way that we are conducting this process. I ask that all my colleagues in the House consider and understand what this means for the future. And to set the record straight and put this in the record, I will not be resigning. And with that, I yield back the balance of my.
He looks like a doorman. What is up with the jacket? Seriously, why?
I know. I don't know what that like crest thing is. I'm not sure what that is.
And the burgundy jacket? What in the hell are you wearing? Seriously.
I don't know. Dude in the background is just like, would you shut up?
Do you want to borrow my jacket? I look good.
But I mean, just like I think Bob Menendez should resign, so too should George Santos. These are pieces of crap people, and they do not belong in Congress. And so I guess Politico had reported a few days ago that George Santos had just gone off on a tear in a Twitter space about all of this as well. And so they have a quote. He said, quote, within the ranks of the United States Congress, there's felons galore. There's people with all sorts of shisty backgrounds. I have colleagues who are more worried about getting drunk every night with the next lobbyists that they're going to screw and pretend like none of us know what's going on and sell off the American people, not show up to vote because they're just too hungover or whatever the reason is, or not show up to vote at all and just give their card out like effing candy for someone else to vote for them. This
Shit happens every
single week. Where are the ethics investigations? Now, I don't doubt that that's true.
Oh, I think it's
I
totally
actually
true.
don't doubt that.
Yeah, it's absolutely true.
We have terrible, terrible people representing us. Terrible.
Totally.
People.
Absolutely. I believe every bit of that.
Yep. Every single word of it. And then reporters, after he made that statement that we just saw on the House floor, reporters caught up with him, and he actually, I was like cheering for him by the end of this rant, even though I cannot stand him. He said some things that I was like, you go, George Santos.
Look, you all want a soundbite. This is the third time we're going through this. I don't care. I was sent here by the people of the 3rd District of New York. I represent them, not the political class in Washington, D.C. If they want to send me home, if they think this was a fair process, if they think this is how it should be done, and if they're confident that this is a constitutional way of doing it, God bless their hearts.
Is it inevitable it happens?
Have you spoken to your colleagues to get their support?
I'm sorry?
Have you spoken to your colleagues to get their support?
No, I've never done it. This is the 3rd time we've gone through this. I didn't do it the first time. I didn't do it the second time. Not going to do it the 3rd time.
Why not whip some votes? Why not ask people?
It's not a good use of my time. Do you know what's a good use of all of our time? Is fixing the massive inflation in this country, is fixing the issues we have in our border. I went to San Diego last week. It is terrible, terrible. That's what we should be putting our energy on, not on censuring one another, expelling one another, witch hunts against the political class. Nobody cares. If this building, if this city put the effort to fixing our country the same way that they put on expelling me, we'd be in a better place. But this place is littered in political theater, and the American people are the ones paying the price.
Okay, like I hear all that and I totally agree. Why can't we have normal people? Like
we can't. We don't deserve them.
Why can't we just get a normal person in there? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Everything he said is true. He's not wrong. But I just ache for normalcy, you guys. Why can't we? And I'm not running.
I know.
I'm not running.
I know.
You guys aren't running. So
normal people don't run.
Right. We don't run. This is the problem. I know. Lisa's asking what's normal nowadays. Well, you guys and us, we're normal. But this is the thing.
Like we're normal.
We're kind of normal, right? But like nobody that's normal wants to get into that crazy hot tub of Washington because we're afraid, because once you get in there, you become abnormal. You become crazy. You end up
totally
like
crazy.
And you start wearing burgundy jackets and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with weird crests on the lapel.
It's a risk, you guys.
Charity Inglis, thank you. Charity says she just bought a 1/4 pound of beef and stocked the freezer. I think that, well, you bought 1 out of 4. I don't know what like 1/4 beef means, but she bought some beef and stocked the freezer.
That's
you go,
good.
Charity.
You go.
Stephanie Mum, thank you. Stephanie turned 41 today and starting my birthday with the chicks, of course, praying I age as gracefully as you beautiful ladies have. Lots of love from Coal City, Illinois. Thank you, Stephanie, and happy birthday.
Happy
and
birthday.
Curio23 says Democrats are jealous as he's using their playbook. It worked so well. We got Biden.
Yeah.
We
just can't get away with
a cow. A fourth of a cow.
Yeah, people buy quarters of a cow and stuff like
quarter
that.
of a cow.
They do that. Yeah.
Wow. And somebody just bought a half a cow. Julie just bought a half a cow.
Some people do that. Yeah, you can do that. You can buy cows.
Holy crap. I just wasn't even considering like the actual animal.
You can do that.
But yeah, that makes sense. Wow.
Right.
Okay. Wow. That's awesome. Well, since you guys are clearly in the buying mood, can I also remind you?
Again, queen of the transitions, you guys. There she is, right there.
Well, you know, 'tis the season, right? Like everybody is scrambling for presents for people. And so since it is the holiday season, this is the time of year where there's lots of gift giving parties. You got people looking at you, judging you, hopefully giving you compliments wherever you go. And they will be giving you compliments because you will be looking younger thanks to Genucell. So right now until Christmas, look at all these things.
I know.
Genucell's most popular package is better than 70% off. This is at Genucell.com. So you should treat yourself, treat a loved one to the absolute best skincare in the world. It's so good that we've been using it since well before they were even a sponsor of the
True.
show. And don't forget, with their immediate effects, that's the under eye stuff, you can see results in less than 12 hours, guaranteed, or your money back. This is how strongly they feel about their products. And in all the most popular packages, you also get the hyaluronic. This is for free. You get the free hyaluronic acid serum for skin hydration. That is what helps make you look so youthful. So visit Genucell.com/chicks today. Enter promo code chicks. You'll get an additional 10% off your entire order. This is, of course, on top of all the huge discounts. And every order today is instantly upgraded to free express shipping. Like, what else do they have to do other than like send it to you for absolutely free? You can't get any better than this, you guys. Genucell.com/ did I miss somebody? Did I miss? Yes, I did. Alexandra, she says, let's face it, politicians are psych ward patients.
They are. They are, you guys.
For real. Okay, we need to talk about the border for just a moment. There was just an incredible video that was posted from a guy that lives in San Diego on property where every day there are people literally crossing his backyard into San Diego. Jesse Waters had the report about this. Here it is.
CNN has finally come around. They've just reported that the border is wide open. CNN sent a crew down to the border near San Diego and visited a guy whose backyard's a migrant highway. The guy's like an illegal alien crossing guard. Even CNN was shocked.
My God.
I just have to allow them to go through my property. Where are you from?
Why?
Turkey.
This is video shot by Brian Silvas, whose property is up against the U.S.-Mexico border. Silvas wanted to show me where he believes the migrants are crossing the border into his property. As soon as we arrived, we encountered about a dozen walking right in.
It's a pretty simple cross over into the U.S. And like that family, it's not that hard. They just step in and they're here.
Just an hour after we left Silvas's property, a wildlife camera we had set up at the location captured another group of migrants, much larger than the last, entering the U.S.
So our very own stupid son of a border doozy, Bill Melugin, has been reporting this for years. What took CNN so long to figure it out? But not everyone's figured it out.
One common Republican claim is that the U.S. has a, quote, open border under Joe Biden. That is just not true.
And the border is not open. That is something that is peddled as a talking point, but it's not true.
God. I want to be very clear. Our borders are not open.
We have a secure border.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
They lie. These people
lie.
They just lie right to your face. They're lying. And you know, Democrats are probably sitting there going, oh yeah, it's just totally fine. I mean, this is the thing. Okay, if you live in San Diego, if you're that guy and these illegals are on your property just crossing and you're catching them on wildlife cams or whatever, or just in broad daylight, that's trespassing.
I don't know why you can't shoot them. Honestly, I really don't.
I was going to say it, but you said it. So this is the thing. If they were on my property, we have what, 23, 24 acres out here in Texas. Anything that comes onto my property and I didn't invite them here, if it's an animal, a person, whatever, you come onto my property at your own risk. So I'm a little alarmed that the guy is just like, oh, I have to let them come onto my property. But do you? Is that a California
to
thing?
Me, it sounded like he's been told, he's been instructed that he has no recourse, that he has to let them go. I
just cannot believe this is a thing. I can't believe that's such a California thing. I mean, and they continue to vote for this garbage in California. It just blows me away. Like, this is the thing. You're a border state. It's like, and you continue to vote for these absolute jerks. I mean, talk about being a battered wife.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because
I guess we should be glad that CNN is finally admitting it. But like, how long has it taken? And they're just figuring this out, that it's happening in one guy's backyard. This is happening everywhere across the border.
It's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere is where it's happening.
It's just
and
nuts,
it's
man.
like, welcome to the party, pal. You know, but I cannot believe this guy is just like, I have to accept it. No. Oh my God. This is happening in America, you guys. Wow.
Well, unfortunately, the news gets worse because now there's been official reports about what this entire hullabaloo is costing us, and the number is going to blow everybody's mind.
Stuart, we have new numbers, a new report from the U.S. House Committee on Homeland Security majority. They say the price tag per year is $451 billion. That is both for the housing and care of the asylum seekers as well as those known gotaways.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can. America First is a lie, you guys. It's a total lie. They've been lying to you all this time. So you're being forced against your will to financially support criminals. You're doing that. We're doing that. Mm-hmm. So if you're under 40, you're not going to have Social Security. I mean, I may not have Social Security by the time I want it, because I'm planning on working until the day I die. We're going to be doing this until we die. Just FYI.
I mean, happily, but
I mean, happily, because exactly. We want to do it until the day we die. But I mean, I honestly, like, I never plan on retiring. I wouldn't have planned on doing it anyway. And part of the reason is because, you know, I probably can't because of like just this administration one, but we also love our job. But if you're 30, 40 years old, you will never see Social Security. And it's because of these assholes.
And you need to be looking at your paycheck that says FICA every time and thinking, this is what you're paying for.
Exactly.
This right here.
And that was a year. That was $451 billion per year. Per year, you guys. That's for crime. We're paying for criminals. I mean, I don't think people understand that. They think that that's benevolence. We're doing such a good, because they've been brainwashed to believe that. No, it is precisely brainwashing. We're paying for criminals who are taking money away from our children and our grandchildren. Make sure that you tell them that as often as humanly possible. You need to tell them that, because it's at the expense of your kids and your grandkids. Make no mistake. I mean, I'd like to know if 451 billion would cover rounding all those people up and sending them back.
I feel like it would cover that pretty easily, actually.
Yeah.
But the people that are already here, now we're starting to hear from people like Mayorkas what is to become of them. And he may not use the word amnesty in this response, but you can be damn sure that's exactly what he's talking about. For all the people that have made it over, this isn't about seeking asylum. This isn't about any of that. This is about Democrats getting new voters. They want amnesty. Here's Mayorkas.
Dealing with the undocumented immigrants who are already here in the nation. And I know it's been a political football as they're trying to figure out the best way to address that. But I'm going to ask you, what is the best way to address that from your perspective?
The answer is quite clear and quite straightforward, and we've been waiting for it for about 30 years. And that is to fix a system that everyone agrees is fundamentally broken, and we need congressional action, both for the lawful pathways that really need to be more robust in statute, and for the 12 million people who are here in the United States who have been contributing so fundamentally to our country's well-being. They're our neighbors, our friends, our fellow congregants. They provide our frontline workers. We need to do something, and I am hopeful and remain hopeful that Congress will do it.
This guy doesn't just need to be impeached. He needs to be put in jail for the things that he's done.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal that he can just say that.
Absolute
I let all these people in and now they get to stay. And that needs to be a congressional act.
It's Congress's fault. It's everybody else's fault. And the immigration system is broken. Dude, it's your job. Like, you're the one who was responsible. You should have closed the border. It stops at you. The buck stops at you. It's on you. And you did this on purpose, with purpose. You should be put in jail for what you've done. God,
yep.
This guy.
Stuart the Brit says, personal privilege. We are near to 4 years of me on this channel. Crap English reporter. Thank you for some laughs, cultural weirdness, and general confusion, you naughties. Thank you, Stuart. Alexandra, thank you. She says, it's getting outrageous here in California. My cousin is too scared to even go to classes at the university she's attending because of how unsafe it is. It's absolute madness. And Robin Zecca, thank you. Robin says, did you see in the first clip, the guy said he's from Turkey? Well, yeah. I mean, these people are from absolutely everywhere. And how they're getting to the southern border? Who's paying for that? That's what I want to know.
It's
Who's
like
paying?
you said yesterday. It's these trust fund babies.
Yeah.
These rich folks who are like, let's go ahead, and these Democrat rich people who are like, let's go ahead and pay for this. Let's pay for the destruction of America. Why they're hell bent on doing that, I don't know. But man, they're delighted to do it.
Did you see, I know you did, but did you guys see the little boy who had the face paint on at the football game, and then Karen Phillips, this black reporter for what is it?
Deadspin.
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 He doxed this kid, first of all, showed a picture of half of this kid's face, and because he had half of his face painted black and the other half red, he only showed the half painted black and said that this kid was wearing blackface when he really had his whole face painted in the colors of his team. And so people were naturally outraged at Karen Phillips, a guy, it's Carron.
Which is so fitting.
So fitting. So they were super mad at him. And this guy had the audacity to double down and say that once he saw that there was also red paint, he said that that was culturally appropriation and it was like hateful to Hispanics. And so the story just got huge legs. There's a woman that was on the Jesse Waters show to talk about it. Here they are.
Another level. Who would have thought they could have done it?
They had the one guy's face. He had black near the eyes. Okay, so there's the eyes. Is that wrong? Can you not do that? Can there not be? I mean, this guy is clearly trying to imitate a Native American warrior. Those are the colors, the team's color schemes. And the guy didn't even say that the other side of the face was red.
Well, that's the problem is to this Karen J. Phillips. He doubled down upon getting the community notes when Elon Musk called him a racist and a deceptive liar. He still decided to put out another note on X saying, you know, even if you saw that his other side of his face was red, this is still just as bad, if not worse, because you're also now like somebody who says that they hate Hispanics, but then wears a sombrero on Cinco de Mayo. I have no idea what that means.
Well, how does he know people that were defending this kid hate Hispanics? No one hates Hispanics. And what's wrong with wearing a sombrero on Cinco de Mayo?
Listen, Karen J. Phillips is nothing but a race-baiting hack. You already mentioned several of the examples of his lengthy track record. Even last year, calling white people white supremacists because, in his words, they were watching an NBA game while blacks were being murdered in the street. This is exactly his MO. He is looking to incite people, and unfortunately, in this situation, it completely worked. We had another well-known idiot also chime in with Dan Le Batard saying that this completely goes against the NFL's vow to end racism. People were completely jumping on board.
Do you think this kid should sue Deadspin and maybe walk away with $5 million?
I hope they have already retained the most powerful lawyer that they can find, and I hope that they put Deadspin into bankruptcy for the second time and put them out of business for good.
Yep. I hope so too. I hope it's just like the other kid, who was the kid that sued? What was his name?
Covington.
Yeah,
Cotting, or that was the school,
it was
right?
It was a Covington kid. Yeah, who sued and won against CNN. It was the defamation. Yep, Nick Salmon that sued and won against CNN. And that was, I hope this kid, his family does the same thing, because his mom came out, and his mom, because the kid's name, I think his name is Holden. let me see, his name is Holden Armenta. His mom came out and said that her son is Native American,
Right.
with a grandfather serving on the Santa Ynez Band of Chumash Indians. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I'm not sure if I am. Chumash, I believe.
Yeah,
And
that was
so
my next. That's the next slide. So you
Right.
can see right here. There's his family, and he is a native that belongs to that tribe. His dad is on the board of that tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yep.
and yet still the tweet that the guy ended up, by the way, taking down because he got such severe backlash about it. Here he is. Here's that Karen Phillips guy saying, for the idiots in my mentions who are treating this as some harmless act because the other side of his face was painted red, I could make the argument that makes it even worse. Y'all are the ones who hate Mexicans but wear sombreros on Cinco.
This guy can suck it.
God.
He can totally suck it. This kid and you know what? If his dad wasn't, if this kid wasn't in fact Native American, so what?
Yeah.
So what? If this little boy, if he wanted to dress up for a game, we do that in this country. We're allowed to dress up. People paint their faces for football games all the time. You know, and for them to pick on a little boy,
I know,
unbelievable,
total asshole that guy is.
Trying to target a little boy and say that he's racist somehow because what? He didn't buy into the whole critical race theory bullcrap in school, which is what they were saying about this little kid. Shame on them. Shame on all these people. I'm so tired of this crap, and I hope they sue the ever living crap out of all these people. They were like radio people talking about this yesterday. There was a bunch of radio guys talking about how racist this kid was and like joking about him. I hope they sue them. I hope they sue all these people. I hope they sue the newspaper people. I hope they sue all of them. Sue everybody. Lawyer up. Sue them all. I hope this kid and his family get totally rich off of all these people. Seriously, I used to not be litigious, but now I'm just like, sue all these people because that's what you're going to do. Sue everybody because that's how you're going to win against all this stupid cancel culture crowd is to just get them in the wallets. I'm so tired of this crap. And God bless this little boy. He's not a racist. He's a sweet, precious little boy is what he is. How dare they go after him?
Brian Wolf, thank you. Brian says it's all horrible, but does anyone truly believe we the people will take action on this? Conservatives have become lazy and compliant. The problem is us, which goes back to my point of that city council meeting. Those people are coming out in droves to make their voices heard. And I just think that normal people don't do that. And we need to. Like, we need to start showing up everywhere and showing up at all the rallies and being just as loud because we're being overwhelmed by lunatics.
Right.
That's what it feels like.
And when stuff like this happens with this little boy, we all do need to push back. This is outrageous. Outrageous. Because listen, if they'll go for that, if they'll come for that little boy, they'll come for your little boy or my little girl. Unbelievable. I mean, this is just stupid. It's like everybody thinks they're a victim now. It's just, we are in such a victim culture. It's just outrageous. That little boy, off limits. So dumb.
In like the perfect emblem to just show exactly how bad this administration is. This was just so perfect. The national Christmas tree at the White House toppled after a gust of wind. And so just cue everybody saying, well, climate change, clearly.
No, you know what that is? That is Build Back Better, you guys. Like,
this has never happened before. And now all of a sudden a gust of wind is enough to take down Biden's Christmas tree. Here's Peter Ducey reporting on it.
Fox News alert, the White House Christmas tree is taking a tumble. Just like its owner. White House correspondent Peter Ducey has the latest.
Jesse, this president argues climate change is the greatest threat to humanity. Tonight it was the greatest threat to his Christmas tree. The 40-foot tall national Christmas tree imported from West Virginia was felled by a gust of wind. The colorful strand of lights wrapped around it remained lit as it laid horizontal in the ellipse between the White House South Lawn and the Washington Monument. This is a headache for a National Park Service hoping to host the president at a tree lighting this Thursday, 2 days from now. But they told us, and this is a quote, the show must go on. A crane hoisted the Norway spruce into a vertical position again. President Biden was aboard Air Force One en route to Colorado as this all went down, literally went down. Many pundits and people polled have been on the record over the last couple months as saying President Biden's biggest problem in the coming election year is going to be Father Time. But tonight, it was Mother Nature. Jesse.
I mean, it's so symbolic of his entire presidency. It is.
Right?
It is Build Back Better. That's it. It's so crazy.
Oh my gosh. Just a reminder about how the government desperately wants to control you. Laura Ingraham had a clip on her show last night about what's happening in European cars, new cars. This is coming to the United States, and just brace yourselves. Everybody, go get a car now if you can before this kind of crap hits America, because I guarantee it's coming.
So who stabbed Derek Chauvin, a prison insider?
Sorry.
I've just gone through a change from 30 to 40 miles an hour on the speed limit, and that's shown on the dashboard. Happened almost immediately. So actually, if I push on the accelerator pedal, it won't go any faster than 40 miles an hour. My speed limit is limited to 40.
Now, what you just saw is already a reality in some European cars and will be in all new European cars starting in 2024. You can only go so fast. And you know that since the Democrats love the EU, they love Europe, they always want to be in Europe, they want to do the same thing here in the United States. Don't forget your constitutional rights. Those can be damned, even your movement controlled. The National Transportation Safety Board is recommending that all new vehicles get technology that makes speeding, quote, more difficult or completely impossible, following in Europe's footsteps. Joining.
Can you even?
Yeah, I've been saying for I just got a new car. You know, what was it back in April, right?
In the nick of time.
Well, I don't want it though. I don't even like my new car. You know how I was complaining because it tells me what to do too much. You know, I have had discussions about that. I don't like these new cars because they're too control-y. You know, I don't like it. I don't like them telling me you need to take a coffee break because you're hitting a line too much. It's like, F you. I don't want you telling me what to do, car. I want like an 88 Cutlass Supreme with a cassette deck in it, you know? And if I can find one of those, I'm going to get one, you guys, and just like roll up to Carline to pick up my 13-year-old and just embarrass the crap out of her. That's what I'm getting. You think I'm joking? That's what I'm going to get. Or I'm going to get an old truck and just tool around town and just not get good gas mileage and not give a crap. Because I hate these new cars, and I especially hate what they're doing to them now because everything is just so joink. You have to disable everything in them anyway to make them tolerable. I hate them. So I don't like what they're doing. None of this is okay. None of it. I hate them.
Well, this is just unacceptable in every way. Like this... And it's bound to fail. Like stuff like that sometimes you need to speed, right? I mean, like
right.
When you're passing someone, can you imagine if you're passing and then all of a sudden it doesn't let you go as fast as you need to pass somebody?
Yeah.
On over a dotted line. Like this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. But this is just one more way the government wants to control you.
As you would say, I'm shaking a rake. Shaking my old lady rake at all this new technology. You know, I like technology. I don't like this kind of technology. No, I reject it.
Alexandra on the Christmas tree says a gust of wind. That is one powerful fart from Biden. Timothy Ham, thank you. Timothy says, would that Karen guy complain if the boy was dressed in drag? I think not. Yeah, great question.
You are absolutely 100% correct.
John Newbaum, thank you. John says, my second cousin just sent me a wink emoji about the tree. You might know her better as Karma. And Kim Fournier, thank you very much for the super sticker. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hold on to your breakfast when I show you the next image. The cover of Forbes magazine right now is this.
Oh my God. I had not seen that. I was this minute old when I saw that for the first time. You surprised me with that.
Sorry.
We did not go over that in pre-show, you guys. So
we got a very, very natural reaction in the moment from you just now, which is perfect.
Glad that I didn't eat breakfast. So glad that I haven't had breakfast yet, because that.
For those people watching and not listening, Dylan Mulvaney is on the cover of Forbes as part of their 30 under 30 issue. And so he is.
He's made all of his money by pretending to be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
By culturally appropriating our gender.
Yep. That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Jackhole.
A lot of people have been pushing for term limits. I know we're pretty keen on the idea of term limits. And so too is Ron DeSantis, who is actually saying that there's been talk about these forever, right? But that it's very unlikely that Congress will pass term limit laws against themselves, essentially. So he has laid out his idea for how he will do it. And he's got a plan. And so I thought this was interesting because nobody's really talking about term limits. So here is DeSantis.
Well, hey, everyone. One of the things we need in this country is term limits for members of Congress. It's a good policy. We have people like Pelosi that have been there for decade after decade. They're more interested in advancing themselves than they are delivering results for you. So we need term limits. Problem is, Congress is never going to enact this. As president, I'll lead the efforts to bring about term limits through the states. Florida has already certified it. Many other states have certified it. We have the ability to do this because I don't care if you're Republican, Independent, Democrat, male, female, black, white. Everyone believes we need term limits for members of Congress. If we do that, it changes the incentives in Washington. They're not going to be there for 40 years. They have a limited amount of time, 3 terms in the House, 2 terms in the Senate, to actually get things done and leave a legacy. We have it in Florida. It's worked very well. We need it in Washington, D.C. I'm going to be a president that has a plan to bring this about. We're going to work with these states to be able to get it done.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it be awesome? Mm-hmm. It would be awesome.
I don't think he's going to win, though. But that would be awesome.
People just are looking. I will never understand it. Like he has been the most effective governor. He's set a blueprint for the rest of the country, and people are like, no, we should do the same thing that we've always done, and just
won't win.
Let's ignore him.
He won't win. He will not win, Ma.
Still, I have a little bit of hope. I'm still hoping. I will continue to hope.
I love that about you, but he will not win. Yeah.
Part of the reason that he won't win is because our education system is in shambles, and there's nobody better able to talk about that than Jordan Peterson, who was recently on with Bill Maher to talk about that specifically, what's going on in our universities right now. This was some good stuff.
An issue. I mean, part of the reason that you see all this foolishness on university campuses too is because people have bought this idiot meta-Marxism, which is that the way to look at every social relationship that people ever have is through the lens of power. And that is, we can put that squarely at the feet of the universities, as far as I'm concerned, is, marriage is a patriarchal institution and business is nothing but oppression, and you have to view every single situation that emerged historically as oppressor versus oppressed. And then once you get that, which you can get in about 2 minutes if you sit in a course that teaches that sort of thing, you have a lens to moralize about the whole world through. And then you see the situation is that the leftists have already decided the Palestinians are the victims. And as you pointed out, if you're a victim, then you're morally righteous. And even more conveniently, if you stand for the victim, then you're morally righteous, regardless of what you do with your own life. And that's pretty much what university students are taught from the time they enter the university classroom. And that's how they, orient themselves morally. Well, and that's at the hands of the radical left, too, Bill. And one of the things the Democrats also have to pay the price for, I would say, is their absolute refusal to draw a line between the moderate Democrats and the extremists. They're completely incapable of doing that. Like, I've talked to 40 senators and congressmen in the last 5 years. I asked them all the same question, including RFK. He wouldn't answer either. When does the left go too far? Well, we certainly bloody well saw it in the last month, didn't we? Because they got the oppressive narrative a little mucked up, we might say. And the consequences of that are going to
unfold is what
God,
he said.
I love everything about him except for the purple suits. Like, I just can't, you know what I mean? And then when he wears like the half plaid and the half something else, you know what I mean? Look at he does that. I adore him in every single way, except for like he wears a lot of purple. I'm not a big purple fan, but God, I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him.
And I love that he said that straight to Bill Maher, the fact that Democrats have got to sort this out. They've got to be able to differentiate. Can I just like personal point of personal privilege, if I may, for a moment? There was a fantastic article that my mom cut out for me
She always
by
does.
Jane. I know she's a
God
very
bless
she's
Sophie. Yeah.
always with the articles. I think this was the Wall Street Journal. This was an article by James Robbins, and he was talking about how there are certain schools, universities that do not tolerate anti-Semitism. And the reason that she cut this out for me, and I just love this paragraph, it says donors frustrated with schools in I'm sorry, I got to get my glasses because I'm looking at my phone. It says donors frustrated with schools enthralled to progressivism but who still want to support education should shop around for a better fit. IWP, that's his school, and I don't remember, it's the Institute of World Politics. IWP is one of many smaller private schools where uncensored debate, critical thinking, and respect for Western civ still thrive. Schools with values-based undergraduate programs such as High Point University, Belmont Abbey College, Grove City College, Elon University, Hillsdale College, and Liberty University do not tolerate the outrageous behavior we have seen at establishment schools. Donors who reject Western civ and would like to see Israel erased, by contrast, can always give to the Ivies. And I just love that so much.
That's kind of cool. I love that.
I was like, that's really good company for Belmont Abbey to be in. I was like, look at that. Hillsdale.
That's
and
awesome.
Liberty?
That's really awesome.
So happy about that. Anyway,
I don't think they offer engineering though. So sorry.
I don't think they.
I don't. A lot of the schools don't. Yeah, like the
That
Liberties. They don't. This is the problem. My kid wants to be an engineer. So, but then again, a lot of engineering programs aren't commie run. So there's
those
that.
Typically don't need to. They
Right.
Yeah. Okay, it's time for your double Ds.
Okay, so today is a little different. It's personal. So I'm taking a point of personal privilege. I thought, you know what made me smile the most yesterday, and a lot of you guys don't know this because I put some of this on my personal socials, but I'll share stuff about my cows. But a lot of you guys don't follow me personally on my socials, so you don't get a chance to see.
But
my
insiders
cows.
and supporters sometimes get to see
Sometimes,
cows.
sometimes the insiders and supporters do. But I have 2 cows. We're getting ready to get a third. My 2 cows are Linus and Gunner. And Linus and Gunner are like, they're pets. We don't eat them. And so they're a lot like dogs. And so when I go out I pretty much go out to see them every single day, and I, love on them and everything. And Linus especially will come running to me. And this is him yesterday when I went out to see him. And I thought you guys would like to see Linus running to see his mama. So that's Linus especially. And then Gunner's in the background.
What do you call the thing right here?
It's my baby. It's just his, I don't know, it's just this flap. They're Brahmin cattle. That's Gunner on the left. That's Linus right in front. And then they play with each other like dogs. Gunner's on the left and Linus is on the right. And they're just sweet babies. Those are my sweet babies.
There's got to be a name for that. There's got to be
there's
a name.
There's a name. They have a lot of skin on the. It's kind of like what we will get. I will get. I don't know about you.
I already have that.
As I get older, I get more and more of that. So
it's a waddle. Lori says it's a waddle. Is it really called a waddle on cows too?
I'm not sure if it's called a waddle or a dewlap. They're very soft. And the third one that we're going to get, her name is Reba, and we're getting her. She's 17 years old, and we're adopting her from the ranch that our rancher friends that live down the road. And she is done having babies, and she had her 16th baby several months ago, and she's recovering now. And then instead of taking her like to slaughter or whatever, I said, can we adopt her and have her live the rest of her days on our ranch, our little tiny ranch? And so she said, sure, you guys can have her. So Reba's going to live the rest of her days as an old lady being spoiled out on our property. So that's what we're going to do, is take her. So we'll get Reba.
I see a lot of folks saying dewlap. I bet
dewlap.
Right.
It's probably a dewlap.
Dewlap.
Yeah. So that's, and they're not that expensive, you guys. They're not. People are like, they're expensive. You know what's expensive? Are horses. Horses are expensive.
Freaking French bulldogs.
Right.
People spend thousands on those.
Yeah, they're expensive. Our boys are not that bad. So they're really wonderful animals, and I'll show them every once in a while, but I thought I'd introduce Linus and Gunner to some people who had never seen them, and they're just precious, and we love them so much. So anyway, that's them. It makes me smile. There you go.
Love it. Brian Brumley, thank you. Brian says, I near bought a 78 Thunderbird the other day. Now I wish I had. Go get it. Go get it, Brian.
Yeah, get it.
Go get it.
Get it.
Herbal Patriot 2A Texas. Thank you. Herbal Patriot 2A Texas says, if only an American was under that fallen Xmas tree, would have been perfect metaphor for this administration. Love y'all. Yeah. Like if an American would have been toppled on, that would have been like the perfect symbolism.
Totally.
Yeah. Totally right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It is time for some My Pillow talks. You guys, they have extended the free shipping. So apparently you were very, very good about going and stocking up yesterday. And because I was telling you yesterday was going to be the last day of free shipping, they've extended it now. I think it's like through the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. So you have a little bit more time to take advantage of the free shipping that they're offering right now. This is in addition, of course, to the humongous discounts that they have on towels right now, on the MyPillow 2.0, on mattress toppers, on the slippers. Those are also hugely discounted. So when you go to mypillow.com/chicks, use code chicks, you're going to save huge and get free shipping. So stock up and get all your Christmas presents taken care of at mypillow.com/chicks. All right, let's get to some talks. I have some really funny ones. So I love the sweatshirt, although it is inappropriate. So you want to hide your kids,
hide your wives,
and hide your wives. But I would buy this hoodie.
Oh God. I could see you buying that. Yes,
I would totally buy that.
I know.
Also, this is so funny to me how when guys talk to each other, they don't ever get details about anything ever. So like if my husband comes home and says, "Oh, I talked to my friend Rich today," and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, what did he say?" And he'll be like, "Nothing." And I'll be like, "Well, how's his wife?" "I don't know."
Yeah,
it's like they don't ever talk about anything.
They don't really talk. No, they don't.
So this guy, and especially if you just hear like if they hear one piece of news, wives often want to know details, even though the husband has made it perfectly clear they know exactly one thing, right?
Right.
And the wives will keep asking questions. That is so me and so my husband. So this guy has decided halfway through this conversation, he's just going to start making shit up because his wife is not going to tolerate not knowing.
Yes.
So this is why this is hilarious to me.
It turns out Bill lost his job.
What? How?
I don't know. Steve's the one that told me. He just told me in passing, so that's all I know.
Oh my gosh, what's he gonna do now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Poor Kelly. Are they worried or no?
I don't know, honey. I didn't talk to Bill. I talked to Steve. And that's all he said. He just said Bill lost his job. That's all I know.
Is he gonna look for jobs around here or have to look out of state?
I don't know.
Well, he's been there for 10 years. Did they at least offer him a severance package?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did? Good. How much?
$600.
What? That's it? Are they gonna have to sell their house and downsize?
No, because what they plan on doing is having their kids move into their room, and then they're going to rent out their kids' rooms to complete strangers.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Aren't they worried about letting in like a murderer?
Yes, but that's why Bill is taking a self.
Well, he'll have the time for it now.
Oh my God. I mean, seriously, that is like,
because I do that. I keep asking the questions, even though I know he doesn't know anything. I'll be like, "But did you ask about this?" No, I didn't.
That's so what Greg would do too. Greg would do the exact same thing. I don't know. I just asked the one question. I thought that's all I'm supposed to do is ask the one question. Oh my gosh.
I know. It just cracked me
honey,
up.
no. Good Lord.
I know that you will relate to this. I know it. I totally related to this. This could not describe me better.
How do people sleep? How do you go to sleep at night? Because I know people that close their eyes and they're asleep. Dude, I close my eyes.
My husband.
I just go into like a different dimension of being awake.
Right.
Literally, like I'm just daydream. I daydream at night. My eyes are closed.
This is
I'm
me,
fully
guys.
awake, I'm just in like what's that thing? The multiverse? Like I'm like
Matrix.
living just different lives in my head. Every night I live about 400 years of life.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of a sudden my alarm goes off and I don't think I ever was actually asleep.
And he's young.
Yeah.
He's super young. Like try
This
being
is the thing.
menopausal, dude. Get to menopause and then you're never going to sleep. Like you have kids and you think, okay, I've got about 18 years of not really sleeping. And then you hit menopause and you're like, geez.
What is it where you just can't turn off your
don't-
brain? You know?
You never. And you're like you're making like, you're negotiating with God. Have you guys ever done that? You're like, God, just let me sleep like 5 hours, please. Just tonight, let me sleep. You do it. I don't know am I the only one who negotiates with God? I do it all the time. All the time. Mm-hmm.
I love this dude's face when he realizes that we're all just on a floating rock in space. So his face is so perfect.
I just got to work, right? And it dawned on me, we're literally on a floating rock in the middle of space paying bills.
It's so true. It's so true. We are.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I don't like it. I don't like it either. Like paying a lot and paying like bigger bills and bigger bills.
Worrying about them, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
also meaningless.
And then
like, in
not
the big
sleeping and
scheme of
negotiating
things.
with God about not sleeping. Right. I don't like.
Oh my
stop.
gosh.
Just stop.
Also, I love this woman who's like laughing at all the newly engaged people on TikTok. She's obviously been married a long time. And here she is.
All of you young folks who are marrying your best friends and posting all about it and loving everything that your partner does. They're just so adorable.
Yeah.
27 years later, you are going to be arguing about kindling and what size stick or twig is kindling. And then you're going to get so mad that you're going to have to go in different rooms to calm down.
That is the truest thing that I've seen all week.
Oh my God,
Yes,
I
it's
love
very
her so
true.
much.
But you still love them. You still love them, but you are going to fight over kindling. Right.
You're totally going to fight over kindling.
You're going to
for
fight
sure.
over that for sure.
Alexandra, thank you. Alexandra says, I drink Beam Sleep Supplement Latte, works in half an hour. I got 7 hours of sleep last night. REM sleep from Healthy Cell also works really well when you remember to take it.
Listen, the calm stuff helps me too, but I still don't sleep through the night. Like it helps me fall asleep, but nothing helps with menopause. Like, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just going to and then they're like, it only lasts like 7 to 10 years. It's fine.
It's fine.
And that's when you want to punch your OBGYN. I don't condone violence on this show, but I just want to punch her.
So we have a choice here. We can either just do a finale of Screaming Huskies, or we can do the finale of Screaming Huskies, but also show a mama melting down in her car in a Walmart parking lot in the most relatable way that anyone has ever melted down ever.
The
We can
meltdown.
do both.
Let's
or
do
we can
both.
just do
Let's do
Huskies.
both. Let's just
Okay.
go crazy today and do both.
I'm warning you, though, if you're a mama, I cried. I cried right along with her. at this.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we
I
should
cried.
do the crying one first and then end with something
Yeah.
happy. Yeah.
I will. I will. I
Okay.
just wanted to just get everybody ready.
Okay.
That she starts out gangbusters, right? She's funny. And then it just,
Oh no.
oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. And go.
Thing that I'll never be able to accept fully is that I'm here buying my kids some stuff for Christmas, and it's all in the men's section. They're not men. They're little children. Why am I in the men's section? How did that happen?
What do you mean you don't want Spider-Man on your sweatshirt? What do you mean? What do you mean you don't want action figures? You want cologne? Why? Why? Toddlers don't wear cologne. That's weird. It goes so fast. One day you'll be able to put all the little things back on the coffee table and decorate it just the way you like it, because there's no little hands trying to get it. Those magical Christmas mornings where they run out and they're like, oh my God, Santa came. Like, you get like 7 of those.
God,
oh
Gina.
my goodness, I'm having a meltdown in the parking lot.
Oh my
Woo-wee.
gosh.
I don't know. It just all goes so fast. And one of the things that I tell new parents, or when someone's in a stage of being overwhelmed with a little one, and I can barely say it out loud. Just remember this when you're overwhelmed. One day you're going to pick them up and you're going to put them down. And you are not going to pick them up again.
It's so true. Ugh.
Oof, what is happening to me? Jesus.
She's going to make me cry.
Oh
I
my
know, I
gosh.
already am again.
Anyways, look at me. I'm a freaking mess in the Walmart parking lot. Like,
It's so true.
go get groceries. Just let it be and enjoy it. I know it's hard and you're tired, but one day you'll give them a bath and wash their hair, and then you won't ever do that again. Like,
I
these stages
know.
come without warning, and it's over before you know it. Woo-wee. Okay, pull yourself together. Okay. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
It's so true though. Like,
right?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Like my daughter's going to be 14 and I'm like, how did that happen? How does it
In the
even happen?
blink
How
of an eye.
it does. I mean, they tell you that and you hear it and you don't. And then I started like, you lay awake at night, like, because you don't sleep. And you start thinking, did I take enough video of her? Did I take enough pictures? Was I a good mom? Have I done, all the things in your brain. You know what I mean?
This is why we don't sleep.
Did I do enough? Did I do enough? Did I do enough? Have I done enough? Oh my God. This is why you don't, as a mom, you don't sleep. This is why, you guys. I know. And then Shelly's like, and then you get grandchildren. I know. But it's like, it's constant as a mama. This is the stuff that goes through your brain. And it's like literally yesterday she was 2 and literally yesterday your boy was 2 and I was holding him,
Yeah.
and now
That's
he's
still what shows up when you call me. Your
Yep.
picture of you holding Jackson when he was 2 is what I see.
And it was yesterday, you
It
guys.
was yesterday.
It was.
And now he's 18?
I remember
What?
that. I remember the day. I remember it. It was yesterday. It's freaking crazy. It happens so
sense.
I know. Time is a thief.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we need Screaming Huskies now more than ever.
Do it. Let's do it.
So here, and these are the famous ones that also include that poor, long-suffering golden retriever.
Look at him. It's like every long-suffering husband. Oh my God, I can't. I cannot. It's basically both of our husbands with us on a car trip.
Right.
That's what it is. That's actually who it is.
Anyway,
Okay,
those are
you
your
guys.
top
All right, I
10
got to
things.
get Astrid or else she's going to be really
Okay.
upset. Hold on.
Okay. I'm actually really glad that woman who cried in the parking lot posted the video even after she had her
Gifts.
meltdown.
We have gifts.
Yes.
Gifts.
Did you
Don't
already get
forget
Astrid?
gifts. Astrid's coming in and we'll do gifts.
Oh,
Are you gonna
okay.
flap? Okay, you flap. She flapped really hard, you guys. Okay. All right. Okay.
was-
Now you got to go over there.
I was just saying that I was super glad that woman who broke down in the parking lot posted that even after her breakdown. Cause I was like, you know what? She could have easily just been like, I'm not going to post something of me crying in a parking lot, but she did.
Right.
And I'm so glad because I think that's gotten a lot of traction. I mean, because it is so relatable.
It's
you know?
relatable. Yeah. I usually don't like when people
Relatable.
cry on camera. You know how I am about those. But
Right.
that one
She
definitely
clearly didn't want to. Like she wasn't doing it to cry.
Right. That hit me in the
That
feels.
happened. I
That hit me in
know,
the
right?
feels. Do you want to go first with gifts?
I can, or you can. I don't care.
I can go first with gifts.
Okay,
Okay.
go.
So Cliffy sent me.
Wait, should we bring
something.
it in case people don't want to stay?
Oh yeah, if you guys
Bring it
want to
in.
we'll bring it in. You guys bring it in. It's Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We're halfway through. Astrid, I cannot love you right now. Stop. Stop, baby. Stop. Okay, we did enough love. Go over there and play. All right. So you guys, Cliffy sent me some stuff. So very, very sweet about cash. First of all, honey, you gotta quit bothering me or I'm gonna make you go. A very sweet with, I don't know if you can see this. It was
I see it.
the ornament that says I miss
Yep.
you, and it says I'm always with you, and it's me and
Aw.
Cash. It's me and Cash, you guys. Seriously, the Cash stuff. Oh my God, right? So sweet. And then I got this.
I also have that.
Did you get that? You got pink and I got blue. I will wear that. I love it so much.
Oh my
It's
God, I love
accurate.
it so
Sorry, I'm
much.
late. Saw a dog. I love that. Thank you, Cliffy. Very,
So
very
great. Thank you,
And then
Cliffy.
I got this on Amazon. I don't know who sent it to me. You guys, somebody's gonna
I
have to
don't
take credit.
either. Yeah,
Did
who
you
sent
get this? Who sent this?
Save the drama for your mama. Who sent these? Somebody's gonna
love
take
this
credit.
shirt. Remember, because I said this the other day, I think.
Yes, you
I
said
said it on
You said
Insiders.
it in Insiders. Yes.
Yeah, and I love it so much. I don't know who sent it. It's probably one of our insiders, and they need to take credit immediately. So thank
I
you.
know. I don't know who sent
The
it.
last thing I got is from Sweet Morgan. I love you, Morgan. Thank you for sending this. And this is from one of her friends, Brandy, who made this for me. You know how we get those cups, those awesome cups? I got a mini one.
Oh my gosh.
It's shot glass size.
Oh, it's got a little chick. Oh my
Look how tiny.
gosh. That is the cutest. It has a straw.
Can you even? It's shot
Oh
glass
my
size
God.
and it has chicks on it and it says Daisy. I cannot deal with the I love everything miniature.
So cute.
And I can do shots, of course. And my daughter was like, "What's that for?" And I'm like, "It's for shots, honey. Hello."
She's
So
like, what's
anyways,
a shot?
I got that from sweet from our sweet friend Morgan, our blue-haired retro realtor Morgan. Her friend makes those. So thank you so much for that, Morgan.
That
And
is
that's
so
it on
cute.
my end. You got any more stuff? You got more stuff?
I have a couple things. I just wanted to mention people who sent cards that I it's been so long since I had been to the post office. And then just so you know, I am aware that there's another package waiting for me because this is what always happens. I told Daisy, as soon as I hit my post office, I come home, I get an email saying, hey, you got some more stuff to pick up at the post office.
Yep.
So I need to go back and I haven't yet. And I don't know what's waiting for me there. But I do know that when I went the other day, there were cards still from National Chicks on the Right Day from Kathy Mills Burns, from Kathy Proctor. Via had sent a Thanksgiving card, which was super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, Beth Nicholson sent me this cute dog calendar, Paws of the Purple Hearts, just the sweetest, just like service dogs calendar. And she also sent candy corn. And so I was like, you are my girl.
All the candy corn. Love the candy corn.
Oh my God, I can never eat enough candy corn. And then also, I wanted to mention that Peggy Peterson and Nancy Ingram sent Chick-fil-A gift cards, which I obviously very, very much appreciate. And then what else? Oh, and Kathy Proctor. Kathy Proctor is the one that sent like the sweetest card for National Chicks on the Right Day. So I just so appreciate that. And
we got so many Chicks on the Right Day cards. So sweet. And Denise is asking, what are the addresses to send cards to? We have our PO box addresses on our website.
Yeah, if it's, I think it's under the like contact us or somewhere. It's obvious on our website.
Yeah, our separate addresses are on there because she has a PO
but you
box.
Don't have to send anything, you guys. Never ask for a present.
Nope. Do not. Yes.
We always say the best way to support us is to support our sponsors.
Yes.
Keep that in mind.
100%.
Before you splurge on any gifts. The best way to support us is our sponsors.
100%. She is absolutely right. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But thank you all the same. I mean, obviously,
yes. Thank you for everything. We love you guys.
Oh, and, Catherine West sent the Save the Drama for Your Mama shirts. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Catherine. I love that. I will wear the crap out of that.
Oh my gosh, for real.
Seriously, it's like a big saying in this house. And I don't even really like my daughter to save drama for me. So you guys, okay. So Astrid says goodbye again. Everybody have a wonderful Wednesday and we will talk to you tomorrow.